Hello and welcome here to Talk SCB and welcome to the preview of an absolutely colossal game, not only in our season but in general tomorrow. It's the Champions League quarter-final. We've got some massive games today as well. Real Madrid, of course, trying to come back from that 2-0 deficit against Wolfsburg. But looking ahead at tomorrow, what a game that's going to be at the Vicente Calderon. We're going into it with the lead. We're 2-1 up. But of course, that goal for Atlético Madrid, that crucial away goal, is going to be really important for them and the way that they set up in this game. And it's going to be really, really interesting to see how both sides approach this one, because it's quite interesting that the tables are sort of turned a bit. Atletico are naturally, and they like being, a defensive-minded team. They're solid at the back, they're organised, and actually they have to come out and score in this game. So they've got to turn their attention to being more attacking, because they have to score if they're going to go through. Whereas we're actually not needed to score in this game. If the score stayed at 0-0, we would progress. So the shoe is on the other foot for us. We usually like to be the attacking, expressive team, always in the opposition final third. But this game, we don't necessarily have to be like that to progress to the next round. So it's going to be really interesting to see the way both teams come out with this one. I have to be honest and think that we won't alter our style too much in this game. I think Luis Enrique will try and score no matter what, even though it's not a necessity. I think if we score first, that is an absolutely crucial goal. That is the big one. The first goal in this game will be the moneymaker. Whoever scores the first goal, I would say, is going to go through in the game. I know Atletico scored the first at the Camp Nou, but that was completely different. If Atletico Madrid score first at the Calderon with the crowd behind them, with the spirit that Simeone will give them, no doubt they'll manage to keep 11 men on the pitch this time round. If they get that first goal, they will defend it with their lives, and I really fear for us trying to break them down to get an away goal ourselves. But however, if we can get in front on the night and go 1-0 up, I really see no way back for Atletico Madrid. They're going to have to come out and score twice, and again, by them coming out then, it's going to leave opportunities for us on the break where we're so dangerous in those counter-attacking positions. So it really is going to be a very, very exciting game. The atmosphere at the Calderon is going to be outstanding, and the players are going to have to perform, because this is the time now where you've got to sit down, you've got to say, look, this is a game that's going to define our season. If we want to go and try and win the treble, if we want to be the first team ever to retain the Champions League title, this is the game you focus on, because we have to get to the semi-final. And this is a really, really big game in our season. Our form has not been good at the moment, but a really positive result here, and if we can progress to the semi-final, that'll be a massive boost for us, not only for confidence, but get that momentum going and get those players back in form again. Lionel Messi and Neymar, particularly tomorrow night, are going to have to be completely different players. They're going to have to show a lot more desire, a lot more fight, and a lot more energy, really. I think both of them are suffering at the moment for a little bit of tiredness, a bit of fatigue. It's been a long season. You can't really have a go at them for it. They played so many games. They don't like resting. They've been outstanding for the majority of this season. So it's only natural that coming into the final stages, they're suffering from a bit of fatigue. But even so, we need them to get over that. We need them both tomorrow to be at their very, very best, because Felipe Luis and Juan Fran are going to be key players when going forward for Atletico Madrid. They're going to give them the width. We've got to really nullify that by getting Messi and Neymar staying wide and keeping them forced back in their own half. If we can do that, that's a threat down for Atletico Madrid, and it's also a real risk going the other way, because we can counter-attack them. So it's going to be very, very interesting, and I think as well, Luis Suarez tomorrow, like he was in the first leg, is going to be absolutely crucial. His performance is going to determine, for me, whether we get through the next round, because there was chances on the weekend against Real Sociedad, of course, where Suarez was suspended. If those chances had fallen to Suarez, we probably would have either drawn at the very worst, or probably won that game. The chances wasn't to him because he wasn't on the field, but he's going to be absolutely really up for tomorrow's game. I hope he keeps himself in check. He wants to leave himself out of all the compromising positions. He doesn't want to get involved in any altercations. No doubt Godin will be trying to rile him, wind him up. He's got to step away from all that, focus on the football tomorrow, focus on the job in hand, and that is getting a crucial away goal. And I think he could be the man that could provide it with us, because we're going to be given again the flanks. Atletico Madrid like to defend very, very narrow. They like to keep the pitch very narrow, so that we have got the wide areas where we can exploit them. Dani Alves and Jordi Alba are going to be very, very key players, as they were in the first leg, down both those sides. So if we can get crosses into the box, Suarez has got to make sure that he gets himself those areas, because he's not going to have an awful lot of touches. Again, like that first leg, he was pretty much invisible for most of the game, but in the two chances where it mattered, he was there in the right position at the right time with exactly the right finish. So Suarez is going to be key. The fullbacks are going to be key. Messi and Neymar have got to continue to stretch Atletico Madrid, and in the same vein, they've got to go back the other way as well. They've got to do their defensive duties when they're required, because the fact that Jordi Alba and Alves will be so important going back, they're going to need support going the other way as well. We're going to need to help them defensively. Gerard Piqué for this one is going to be fine. There was a few murmurs earlier on in the week about his fitness. He didn't train for a few days, but he was back in full training today. Absolutely no problem. He's been included in the squad for tomorrow. The squad for tomorrow is pretty much as you'd expect. Alex Vidal, the only player really, and Rafinha as well, to miss out through injury. Surprise inclusion for Douglas. Not really sure why he's in the squad. Adriano included as well. So yeah, it's going to be very, very exciting. You're going to have to strap yourselves in. There's going to be some nervy moments. It's going to be a bit anxious at times. But I do believe we can get through this one. I think certainly we put ourselves in a good position. We're not that comfortable, of course. Atletico Madrid got the away goal. But if we can just score, all you got to do is score. And if one thing you expect Barca to do in most games is score a goal. So I think those front three have got to be on form for us. All together as one unit, they've got to do that. I think they can. I think it's about time that they did. Lionel Messi, of course, hasn't scored in a few games. You'd expect that to come to an end sooner rather than later. Why not make it tomorrow night? Neymar as well is due a goal. So everything's pointing in the direction that something's got to give tomorrow night, and I just hope that it's in the right manner for us, and I just hope the result is positive. So leave your thoughts down below, guys. What do you think is going to happen in tomorrow night's game? Will we make the semi-finals of the Champions League? I'm going to say yes. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I don't think we're going to go and win the game, but I think we're going to score first, and then I think it's going to be a lot of changing of possession, a lot of tight defending, a lot of nerves. I think Atletico will get one back, but I don't think they can take it at 2-1. I'm going to go with 1-0. We're going to progress. We're going to do it. So let me know your thoughts and predictions down below in the comments. Interested to hear those. As always, thanks for watching here on Talking FCB, guys. I'll see you very, very soon. I'll be back probably tomorrow with the post-match review of the game sometime after the match, and I'll look forward to that. Hopefully, it's a positive one. See you very, very soon. Visca! El Barça!